Okay, let's look at serial logging. I presume this is going to be a quick one, but let's see. Um, what's really serial logging? So, it's basically a way to centralize uh, various logs across all of my modules, right? So, QEMU provides us a serial port that we can use to write and like there's a special flag that you can give. If I look at the make file, so yeah, serial, yeah. So if I pass in serial standard IO, then the whatever we write to the serial port is displayed out on the standard output. And yeah, so we can use this to basically get a logging system in place. And it's also really cool because of how the zig standard library is built. In this video, I'm just going to walk through the implementation used to get the serial logging functionality in place. I think the main entry point would be hold on, my display looks kind of messed up. Okay, never mind. So the main module is serial.zig, and so I'll need to refer. So it's best if I keep this tab open, because yeah, in order to actually get started, we need to initialize, like write some data to the serial port, which is for QEMU. I think this is fixed, so hex3 of it. This is obviously an IO port, and I guess it's also called COM1 because of legacy reasons, I think. Regardless, OSF has an article that basically describes how we can um, initialize that serial port, and there's some extra if you want to read this. I just got bored, so I just kept off this and just went straight to initializing. uh, yeah but anyway, so now that our serial console is initialized properly, we just have to implement a writer interface. And the only thing I think that we need to implement is these few functions, and I guess print, but I don't think I really need this anyway. So in order to select the lowest level functionality that we need to get that we need in order to actually write uh, well, in this case a character, but it could be anything, is this function. And I guess I don't know, I forgot to document this, and I'm not even going to bother, but we need to do this. Before actually writing, we need to ensure that whatever this is empty, I guess, before we actually write. But after that, it's just a simple out instruction with the data being the character we're actually looping through, right? And out is just a function that I wrote that uses inline assembly. G has a really different, a peculiar syntax, as opposed to the DCC inline assembly syntax. But yeah, so yeah, after we implement write stir, we obviously like all of these functions are basically the same. We take a string, or I guess in this case bytes, and then we call write stir. And after that, everything is done by the zig standard library. So even format strings can be handled by just calling standard fmt format. and passing in whatever arguments were given. Other than that, uh, yeah, so um, I am using everything is like, so right now I'm just using a global variable, but I think I could do better, but uh, I just left it like how it is for now. And one function that we need to implement is this log, or at least a function that has this signature. So log label, yeah, message label, log label, scope, and a format string along with arguments. And I've implemented a special case with this where if the scope is none, so dot none, then so if we look at this output, so this would be no, this would be the scope, right? Phasing, and info is the label. And if the scope is none, then we don't even like add the prefix. So we don't add this prefix. And similarly, if I use the debug label, then I don't print the log label. So this is debug log, because I guess it's not really here, but for some output I don't really want to see all of this stuff. It gets kind of messy, so so that's just a special case I implemented. Maybe I'll change whatever. But after we have the log function implemented, everything's easier now. So in our main file, so which would be main.jig in this case, we create an instance of standard options. Let me go over it real quick. Let me find that. Yeah, this would be that struct, and there are a couple of fields. So log label and log scope labels is interesting because we can specify the log label per scope, right? And so log fn is the function that we really need to specify, and yeah, it obviously has this signature. So all we need to do now is create an instance of standard options, specify the log fn, which in this case would be serial.log, and then we can just so if we need scoping, we just use standard log scope and just pass in an arbitrary enum tag, and after that we can just easily like do log info and stuff like that. And this is once we initialize and like do all of this stuff, we can just like create a log instance. I mean, it's not even an instance, and then start using the log functions. Yeah. And if so in this case, if I look at it again, just a sec. Let it put. Yeah, so this is the log, and currently I've enabled the the PIT, programmable interrupt timer. I don't know why it's saying warning, but oh yeah, interesting. Anyway, so I can see that this is a debug log because I have no prefix and no scope, right? And it's supposedly coming from ITT. Let's see, epic, no, epic. Okay, yeah. So this would be the line, and I can see that it's debug. Log label is debug. So if I want to disable this, all I need to do is add another instance of this and specify the scope as IDT, and let's just do info for now. So if I run it, I should still, yeah, I'm still seeing this log. Well, it's not coming from IDT, I know that, because as you can see there's only a single line. Oh yeah, I remember I did a small refactor, so my there isn't really a L epic module, it's L epic. So let me just change that real quick. Yeah, so if I run now, I should no longer see that. Yeah, so right now I'm still getting interrupts, right? But because I have disabled logging from that, so like I've configured um, the log label for that particular module, I no longer say it, which is, I think, it's really cool. Like all of this stuff is already built in to Zig, which makes it yeah, I just love Zig. That's all. Thanks for watching, I guess.